Hello, members of Shark Tank. I'm Adam Moglen, and I'm here to present an idea for social media hostage holding. It might sound like an aggressive idea, but I think that this is a real step towards helping students achieve better education and learning to limit themselves on the use of social media and basically the focus on, external apps rather than focusing on the homework that their devices are meant to be there for when they're trying to get their work done. So, let's get right into it. What is the problem in today's society? The problem that students are having with online school? For me, I think the problem is that people don't want to do their homework at home, and even if they do, it's hard to get self motivated. It's hard to kind of get into that headspace of doing the work. And while some people might be going to school, might be having an external place where they can do their homework, like an office or another space, it's hard for some people to get this opportunity. And computers are especially bad because you can get onto YouTube, games, and get messages that are pretty hard to ignore when they're sitting on the same device that you're focusing on, trying to get your homework done on. So, what's the idea? The idea is social media's hostage holding. Neat name, I know. It restricts app use through tying into Canvas, the API, to see if people are reaching their stated goals. So once you install the app, you say maybe I want to get all A's in all of my classes, or I want to have just all C's. Whatever your goal is, you can set it. It doesn't have to be this universal standard of getting a 4.0 GPA. As long as the student knows what they want to do, you can just set it to be that. So, what does this do? How does this help people? So we see that the punishments and the rewards given through the system will try and motivate people to actually reach these stated goals by basically just holding social media hostages. So first we try to incentivize homework at a time where it feels pointless. We try and basically take away certain apps, take away certain things that of course they approve of taking away to make sure that they actually are focused. And this is good for two reasons. The first is that it limits distractions by limiting, social media during designated homework hours, meaning it can be used on a short-term time scale just to focus on school a few hours a day. You can, quote unquote, hold your social media hostage just when you're trying to get your work done. Maybe, during school hours and then 2 hours after so you can do all of your homework for the school day. And then, of course, you can just relax the rest of the day. Or you could just hold your social media hostage all the time if you're falling behind on your homework. If you have all C's, then you probably should be working on your homework and trying to get your grades up. But also you could hold it for shorter periods of time, so you can have access after school hours maybe if you just have your grades up. So you don't always need to be working on homework during homework time if you have things managed. So the app can also notify you on your goal progress, and especially if you are at risk of dropping below your stated goal, it can, before punishing you, taking away your social media, it can just say, hey, you should be looking out for this. You should get notified by this. And I think this is a great way to use the API. Seeing as we see connectivity with Synergy, we can probably connect the app to this. And also a final thing is a reward system, making sure that people feel rewarded, not just for doing the homework and getting to that goal, but also staying at that goal, staying at the place where they are shooting for. And we will go into kind of more of those ideas of rewards a little later in the polling section. Next, development. Kind of what was the idea behind this? The idea kind of came along from a friend recommending just that he uninstall all social media as a joke. But it's really a good idea to try and stay away from social media when you're trying to get your work done. It's something that's probably going to be pretty convenient for a lot of people. Just kind of trying to limit social media use as much as possible. And I know this friend really isn't on social media a lot. He's done a lot of progress, but a lot of people are stuck on it. They have friends there. They don't have much else to do in this pandemic, so it's a good step forward. We also see that the polling was rather positive for this. Out of the four people I polled, four out of four said that they would like the app. 4 out of 4 said it would help them. And this is probably biased because I did say it was for school. And the ideas that were given to improve the app were pretty much unanimously that we should actually add these rewards. And my friend recommended an app where she likes, where instead of focusing on social media, if you leave the app open, it starts growing this tree in the app, and you need to spend time watering the tree and making sure that the tree is alive and well. So if we have something like this, maybe decorations, currency in the app, you can kind of upgrade your app and make it look a little nicer, kind of like Duolingo points, where you just look a little better for being on the app daily or getting your goals done daily. And finally, for marketing, I think this can be used both on the mobile spectrum and also just on computers. So we can market it through the Play Store and the iOS App Store, but also doing a Chrome extension. We can probably easily tie this in to Canvas, basically just making an extension through Canvas to kind of limit your Google Chrome use. And that'll probably work effectively, for getting off YouTube and that kind of stuff. And we can also pitch it to these companies like Canvas and Synergy, as well as PowerSchool and others, because they probably don't want to get left behind on this curve. So, members, I urge you to accept and invest in this business proposition.